Hello, my kissable misters. It is your boy, B3, back with another kicking action figure review. We've been doing a lot of DC Multiverse stuff from McFarlane Toys recently, and I'm going to keep that going with this Wonder Woman figure, and not just any Wonder Woman, but this is Todd Mcfarlane's Wonder Woman design. So he did a couple character redesigns for his DC Multiverse line. He did Batman, who kind of looks like a cool Van Helsing Batman. It wasn't really something I wanted in my collection. There aren't a lot of Bruce Wayne Batman figures that I want. I just have so many looks of Bruce Wayne Batman. I want other Batman, like Two-Face. But, excuse me. But, when he made this Wonder Woman, I thought it was really cool, but I never got it. And then my friend and business partner actually put one in our store. We have a little store booth, which is pretty cool, and I also have an eBay page if you want to check that out. It's mostly trading cards, but I do put figures and comics on there sometimes. Well, I was like, hey, dude, if you ever want to stop any DC figures, I might want some before you even put them out. Just let me know. And then he was like, oh, well, do you want any of the ones that I just stocked? And I was like, yeah, I'm interested in the Infinite Frontier Joker and McFarlane Wonder Woman. And he was like, oh, well, you can just have them 20% off then. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. So I got her for like less than $15, which is really great. What a good guy. What a good guy, Greg. He's a good fella. Okay. So this is Todd McFarlane Wonder Woman, and it looks like they put a lot of love and effort into this figure, and they definitely had to do that because the thing about her is if Todd McFarlane released a Wonder Woman figure of the design that he came up with, and then it was a bad figure, like even if it had a good design and was a bad figure, then that would be really fucking embarrassing. So they had to work really hard on her. And I think it's a good design, too. I think it's a cool look for Wonder Woman. This looks kind of like a cultural outfit. Like if Wonder Woman was upgraded from princess to queen and then had to go into battle as queen, I feel like this is the kind of outfit she would be in. It's really cool. She still has the kind of silver, red, and blue, but also the nice gold. And her bracelets are now gauntlets. And they're really cool, ornate gauntlets. You know, you got the W kind of eagle here still, and it's really cool. I like the big boots. I do. These heels are a little high, but those are nice horse riding heels. You know, I like the crown. It's also kind of rubbery, so it won't warp or snap off. Her hair's real rubbery, so you can move her head around with relative ease. And she looks good. Like, this is all metallic paint. The silver isn't metallic paint, it's cast plastic, but at least it's, like, consistent. All the silver is plastic that's just silver colored, and then all the gold is painted. So, at least it's consistent. And I like that. It's not like some is painted and some is plastic. No, all the gold is painted, all the silver is plastic. Except right there, I think, but it's fine. So, this part kind of sticks out forward because of the way she was in package. It can be easily fixed with hot water, but I shouldn't have to do that. Same with one of her accessories. You'll see it later. But, you know, good design. Let's do some articulation. You got a lot of movement on the head. As I said, her hair is rubbery, so it hinders, but not terribly much. Up and down on the arms. You know, you got rubbery shoulders, too, so they don't hinder as much as you'd think. Rotation, you know, etc. And then she's kind of got that joint in there. See that? There's a swivel and a single elbow bend instead of having a bicep swivel and double elbow bend. Female figures get that a lot of the time. Supergirl didn't, thankfully, but she has it. And her gauntlet's like a separate piece, so it can rotate. It was like, and you can take it off too. Like if you pop her hand off, which I'm not going to do. She doesn't have interchangeable hands, so I don't want to do that because I feel like maybe it won't go back on. But you could get this off of her, which I think is interesting. But it doesn't look like there's anything under it except for a bare arm. So, oh well. Oh well. I'm starting to notice more and more painted silver, so I think I was just wrong about the cast. silver. But yeah, she does have forward and back on the hands. This hand, mine is real sticky, but this one moves just fine. So, you know, forward and back rotation, whatnot. She's got a lot of movement here in the torso, painted all the way up the torso. And then, I mean, I guess there's some on the waist, but she has this plastic cover, kind of like how the Batman Who Laughs did. And it's a good looking and feeling plastic cover, but eh. I don't really super need to move the waist anyway, because I have that same articulation joint up here. In and out on the legs, forward, back, because she has a rubber booty, so she can stick her leg back on like a lot of Marvel Legends and other Hasbro figures. So that's cool. And then there's kind of a slight rotation, but nothing really special. You've got... Oh, come on. Oh, do it for me. Oh. She just came out of package. She's a little stiff. But that's a double knee bend. She's got up and down on the feet, but they don't really go much. Pivot, but once again, it's kind of hindered by the top of the boot here. And then she's got her toe beans and peg holes. So the articulation is adequate. It's not special. But she does look good. And I think that's mainly what they were going for with her, was the look. She's more of a nice art piece, kind of, because she's an original design for Wonder Woman. And I wish McFarlane would do that with more Justice League characters, because we got Batman and Wonder Woman, and I think they just didn't sell. Because once again, I got her for... If he sold her to me for under 15, that means he's still getting a healthy profit. No, under 15. That means he's still getting a healthy profit off her. So that means that my business partner paid less than that for her. In package. The package was really beat up, but still. So I'm like, okay. I think a lot of people would just, if you're looking at like a $25 Wonder Woman, and you have like a movie Wonder Woman, and this Wonder Woman, which is a design you've never seen before, and you just want a Wonder Woman in this scale, you're probably going to pick the movie Wonder Woman, or a Wonder Woman from a comic event you just read, not the Wonder Woman whose design you've never seen before. So I like what McFarlane was trying to do. I just think the average collector didn't really care about the redesigned figures. And that's why we never got a Superman, even though I would have loved a McFarlane Superman, dude. I collect like all the Kryptonians I can get. You'll see some in a sec, but dang. It would have been nice to at least complete the Trinity. Because the main things that I collect from DC are Speedsters, Lanterns, and Kryptonians. And we didn't get a McFarlane redesign for any of them. So no new characters for me. But once again, this is a cool Wonder Woman. Because I've sold most of my McFarlane Wonder Women. And I needed just a nice Wonder Woman. Just a standard Wonder Woman in this scale. And I think she makes a good standard Wonder Woman. Since she's not like Dark Knight's Death Metal, or Endless Winter, I think is what it was called. So that's fine. Now let's get into accessories. As I said, she doesn't have interchangeable hands, but she does have a fist hand and a holding hand. And she has a lasso of truth, which you saw fall off her belt earlier. I'm probably not going to display her with it, specifically because I don't want to lose it. I think if you're going to display it through that little loop is the best for it to not come off. But since it can't come off the belt, that means she can also like hold it, which is cool. I really wish we could get some nice Wonder Woman figures with like a bendy wire lasso of truth. I think that would be really cool. Maybe go to the craft store and just buy some like gold wire or something and make a bunch of custom Wonder Woman. Oh, that's actually a really good idea. It's probably cheap too. I should do that. I should do that for some of my Wonder Women. That would be cool. But yeah, I'm just going to put that in her accessory bag just so I don't lose it. And then she also comes with kind of the normal just stand. Not the flight stand, just the normal stand, which is fine because, like, I can get her to stand, but if the shelf gets bumped, she likes to. I did some tests, and that is the case. So a stand would be good for her. And then you also get her card. I have said in the past that I don't like these pictures of the figure on the card. But since this figure is the only design of this Wonder Woman, like she was given this design for the figure, I think it makes sense for this card. That being said, McFarlane had to draw her before she was made into a figure. So why not show us the art he did? I think that would be really interesting. We could see this in his art style, like as comic art. That would be really cool. He had to have basically done that to get the design, and maybe not like a cool pose fully colored or anything, but I mean, you could have done that, McFarlane, because you basically had to already do that work to get it. So I understand why it's a picture of the figure on this one. I don't think that is as lazy as some of the other cards that just have a picture of the figure. But once again, I still would prefer art, because then it would match my other figures my other figure cards better. And on the back, the read-up is basically just, oh, this is Todd McFarlane's version of Wonder Woman, as if it doesn't say basically the same thing with less words on the front. Like, maybe you should have told us a little more there. Whatever, it's just a lot of blank space on that card. That's all I'm saying. I don't really care about that. I care more about the front and the back. Whatever. But she comes with a couple cool things. She has this really cool shield. That is an excellent shield for Wonder Woman. Magnificent. And it's got these big loops on it. So this could go on pretty much any Wonder Woman figure in this scale, which is nice. You pop that on this arm specifically. And it's kind of not great because she has this point on these points on her gauntlet, and it does like squish them down. You can kind of like put it in the crevice here, but that means you can only go up that far, and it's not entirely on her arm, so it needs to go up a little farther, but then it squishes down the points. So, but that's like where it needs to be, but then it's pushing that rubber down. It's pushing those points down. So I mean, I still kind of want to display her with it, though, because it's a really cool shield. So I think I'm just going to leave it like that. And then she has a really cool sword, too. It's like a comically large anime sword. And you see how crooked it is? I think that's just warp from being so tight in the plastic. And the thing about this is, I had a hard time with it, because I don't think I'm going to be able to get it as straight as it should be. So I'm just going to pretend it's like an ancient sword that's been warped by time. And when you say that, and then you kind of look at it, you're like, yeah, you know, I can kind of see that. But it is, once again, kind of comically large. Look how thick it is for her little hands. It's really big. That's probably going to get knocked out of her hands a couple times. But I'm not afraid of losing this sword. Like in my Batman review, I said I was afraid of losing his little accessories, his little batarang and grappling gun. I'm not afraid of losing this sword. It's a shiny metallic colors. It's shiny metallic colors, and it's big. So I think I will just display her with it. Pretty cool. Now let's do some size comparisons with this Wonder Woman. I'll lay her right here. First up, let's compare her with one of the ladies. You kind of saw a flash of her. That's foreshadowing, by the way. You saw a flash of her a second ago. It is the McFarlane DC Multiverse Flash movie Supergirl figure. I think she scales pretty well with Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman's bigger, but Wonder Woman is also like older and supposed to be really tall, and also in heels. Kara Zor-El is not in heels. Wonder Woman's a bit more armored too. I think it looks pretty good. I think they look good together. And speaking of the Flash movie, how about the Flash movie Multiverse Batman from the same line and wave? I think they look pretty good together too. Quite good. That's great. And now just to show her with a comic figure. She kind of looks good with the movie figures because she does have a lot of detail, but also she does feel a bit more like a comic figure. So to show her with a comic figure, here she is with Two-Face's Batman from Batman Reborn, and also, as I'm sure you guessed, from the McFarlane DC Multiverse line. Very cool. I like it. I think she looks good with him. And I have reviewed all three of those figures recently. Let's remove him. I, of course, always show this guy with my McFarlane figures these days. Here she is with the deluxe Spawn with throne, since he's kind of McFarlane's guy. So this is two McFarlane designs next to each other. I think they look good together. Very cool. She looks like some kind of ancient angel warrior that he would fight or something. Except she's got way more clothes on than the angels often do in Spawn. And last but not least, I want to show her with another superhero kind of figure in her scale. It is the NECA Original Superheroes, the Phantom. He kind of inspired skin-tight outfits, outside underwear, and solid white eyes on superhero designs. That's all comes from the Phantom. So that's really cool. McFarlane's given us like an original Superman recently, an original Batman, and original Wonder Woman would be really, really cool. And then I could put them with my Phantom, and I'll probably get Flash Gordon, and I'd really like someone to make me a Shadow, please. Okay. But yeah, let's get him on out of here. So, I think he looks good with her. But what are my final thoughts on the McFarlane DC Multiverse of Wonder Woman designed by Todd McFarlane? I think she looks really cool. Her function could maybe be a bit better, but I think they tried really hard on her, probably just because McFarlane's reputation was really at stake. And she's a really cool piece, especially when you consider like all the repaints and retools and stuff that McFarlane is doing now. It's like pretty much all repaints from him these days, it feels like, or something that's a repaint but with a new head, you know. So I really like her. I think they did good on her. I think she makes a good just kind of general Wonder Woman for my collection, because I needed a Wonder Woman in this scale that was just kind of general, but also I like how unique she is. But she's got cool accessories and stuff. I think she came out well. But, you know, I wish she could move a little better. So that's it. Thank you all very much for your support. Remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below, Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll be seeing you all, you guessed it, next time. Bye for now.